In case you didn't know it, it's cold outside. So the Gulf Coast is covered in snow and it looks surreal. Not so much here in central Mississippi. I don't know if y'all are seeing as many of the photos and videos in your feed as I am, but it looks incredible. And I know my kids are so ticked right now. We drove all the way to Pennsylvania and New Jersey for the holidays, barely saw anything. Then Mississippi gets it, and it's not here. There were a lot of tears on the way to school this morning. Now, being from the north, I know that there are two types of Yankees in the south whenever this type of thing happens. There's the kind that wander out into the cold in their shorts and they complain about the whole south shutting down for a few flakes. And I agree that those people are incredibly obnoxious, so roast away. Then you have the Yankees who understand that this is a weather phenomenon and that the south is going to invest millions of dollars to scrape away something that only lands once in a blue moon. And speaking for those Yankees, we just want y'all to enjoy the moment. And that's where I land. I want you to enjoy this day off. I want you to experience the magic of the moment, like the sound that snowflakes make landing on each other. They do make a sound. It's very faint. You have to listen very carefully, but it's a sound that just makes you feel like everything is right in the world. But speaking as somebody that did grow up learning how to drive in these conditions, I do have a couple of tips for you. Number one, just enjoy the day. Don't drive if you don't have to. I'm sure that you are great on the road, but there is a Joe Macho out there who is flying around at 90 miles an hour, swerving around the people that are trying to drive cautiously, and you don't want to be on the road with him. Do not pour hot water on your windshield to try and de-ice it. It will crack faster than if you're tailgating a gravel truck on I-20. If you're in a hurry and you need a response quickly, you can fill a Ziploc bag with warm water and just rub that on the glass. That will get the ice off without cracking anything. And keep in mind that your windshield washer fluid is probably frozen and isn't going to work. If you do wind up having to drive, just try and keep as straight as possible. Skidding happens on a turn and when you're changing lanes, so just try to stay in one lane for as long as possible. And if you do have to change lanes, try and not do it on an overpass or a bridge since those ice first. Remember that the more you turn, the more of that grip you lose. So if you do go into a skid, don't slam on the brakes and try to turn your car in the other direction. Turn in the direction of the skid and feather tap the brakes. As someone who has experienced a pipe burst, don't forget to let your water drip just a little bit overnight so they don't freeze, and cover up those outdoor faucets since that's a lot of times where the freeze starts. If you do get out and drive in the snow at all, once it's gone, get the undercarriage wash at your car wash so that any salt they put on the road doesn't cause any rusting. If you have a Husky or a Great Pyrenees, good luck getting them inside. And finally, and most importantly, put a little Bailey's in your hot chocolate tonight. You've earned it. We'll be back to Mississippi news later on today, but for the moment, I just wanted to experience this with you. We don't get to see the winter wonderland very much down here, especially on the Gulf Coast. So take your time, enjoy the moment, take lots of pictures, and remember to try to see it all through the eyes of the kids because they really know how to capture the magic.